Hello and welcome. Welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about one question from the Quadratic Equations chapter. This is for 10th CBSE and 10th ICSE students. This is one of the tougher questions which falls under the category of pipes and cisterns. There are different types of questions from Quadratic Equations problem solving, and this is one of them. Let's look into the question directly. He talks about a swimming pool, and the swimming pool is being connected to two types of pipes. One pipe is of a larger diameter and the other one is of a smaller diameter. Now there are more information given here. I'm going to try and explain that to you with the help of a diagram. I'm going to quickly make a swimming pool here, a diagram of the swimming pool. So that's your swimming pool, and these are two pipes that's been connected to the swimming pool. So obviously the blue one is of the bigger diameter. Let me call that as pipe B. And let me call this as pipe A or pipe S. I think I'll go with the pipe S. Okay, great. So what is happening here? Well, you can see that when the two pipes have been turned on, which means the first pipe has been turned on for, let's say, 4 hours. Along with that, the second pipe is also turned on for 9 hours. So after 4 hours, this has been shut down, whereas this continues to flow for 9 hours continuously. So both are going at the same time. What happens? So this fills up somewhat amount of water. So does this. I do not know how much amount of water it fills, but at the end of 9 hours, when both the pipe has been used, at the end of 9 hours, it fills half of the tank or the swimming pool. It only fills half of the swimming pool. So what does that mean? Let's say I turned on the bigger pipe and let's say it filled up around this amount of water. And now when I turn on the smaller pipe, I mean obviously they are running together. So let's say it filled up this amount of water. So what happens now? What I see is that the total amount of water that's been filled by both the pipes put together, this amount of water, is the total volume, which I'll take it as V, and that's divided by 2. So I do not know how much amount of water this fills. So let's say this fills some Vs amount of water, and this fills some Vb amount of water. I'm not exactly sure what's the quantity, but I do know that if I put them together, which is Vs plus Vb, I'm going to get half of the volume of the total swimming pool. I'm going to read the question back again. Um, to fill a swimming pool, a pipe of larger diameter was used for 4 hours, and the pipe of smaller diameter was used for 9 hours. It's been used for 4 hours. It's been used for 9 hours, and only half of the swimming pool was filled, which is V by 2. Now, this is the quantity of water that's been filled, V, S, and VB. Great. Now I have another set of information given to me. If the pipe of smaller diameter takes 10 hours more than the pipe of the large diameter to fill the pool. So here he is talking about the entire pool being filled, which means if I take the time of the large diameter as X hours to fill the complete pool, then the time taken by the smaller diameter pipe will be X plus 10. So first of all, I'm going to do this for pipe B. Understand? The idea here is to use proportions. Okay. So for time and the volume of water. For time 4 hours, let's say the volume of water filled by the bigger pipe is VB. Now my intention is to find out how much amount of water does it fill for 1 hour. Let us say the amount of water that's been filled for 1 hour is VB1. So because as and when the time increases, the volume or the amount of water that flows out of the pipe also increases. This is in direct proportion, and therefore 4 by 1 will be equal to VB by VB1. From here, I can identify that the amount of water that this fills is 4 VB1. Or I can say the amount of water it fills in 1 hour is 4 divided by is VB divided by 4. Now that's my first information that I have. I'm going to make a note of this because I'm going to be using this again, right? Okay, now let's go for the smaller pipe. So this happens for pipe B. What happens for pipe S? Let's see. So for pipe S, we have the time and the volume. Let's say for 9 hours for which the pipe is running, it is filling Vs amount of water. I want to identify how much amount of water it is filling for 1 hour. Let me call it as Vs1. Again, because this is in direct proportion, I can say 9 by 1 as equal to Vs by Vs1. And from here, I can say Vs is equal to 9 Vs1 or basically Vs1, which is amount of water filled by the small pipe in 1 hour as Vb, sorry, Vs by 9. Okay, let's make a note of this also. Okay, so that's the first set of information. I'm now going to go back to the question and take the next set of information given to me. So if again, this for time, pipe B, which is a bigger pipe, I have the time and the volume of water. If the bigger pipe is running for X hours, the volume of water it fills is V. I want to identify how much amount of water it fills in 1 hour. The amount of water it fills in 1 hour, I have already defined that as VB1 from here. So again, because this is in direct proportion, I can write X by 1 is equal to V divided by VB1. And from here, I know that the volume, which is VB1, is equal to V divided by X. Next, I'm going to calculate the same thing for pipe S. Here again, we have the time and the volume information. And the smaller pipe is running for X plus 10 hours and it's filling up the entire swimming pool. And for 1 hour, it's filling up, let's say, VB1 amount of water. Again, because it's in direct proportion, I can go ahead and write this, which means the amount of water that it's filling in 1 hour is V divided by X. V divided by X. Sorry, this is a VS1. And this is going to be X plus 10. Now, what is VB1? We know what is VB1. VB1 from our information is VB by 4. So let's make a note of that here. So this is VB by 4 is equal to V by X, which means VB is equal to 4V by X. Similarly, VS1. VS1 is VS by 9. VS1 is VS by 9. So I'm going to write this as Vs by 9 is equal to V divided by x plus 10, which means Vs is equal to 9V by x plus 10. 9V by x plus 10. So what do I know about this? Well, both the pipes put together, which is the bigger pipe plus the smaller pipe, is only filling half of the volume of the swimming pool. And therefore, now I have 4V by x plus 9V by x plus 10 as equal to V by 2. Now that's your equation. In here, these will get cancelled all over. So what you will remain with is 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 10 as equal to 1 over 2. So the question is a bit complicated because you have to use two proportions here. Okay, generally we have one proportion in Python systems type of question, and then we get it for 1 hour, and then we are done with it. However, in this case, we have to do it for twice. Okay, there might be easier ways of doing this. If you find it out, you can let me know in the comment section. As of now, I find that this is the way to understand the question. Now, let's move forward. I have the equation here, which is 1 over x plus 1 over x plus 10 as equal to 1 over 2. And then I go ahead and solve it. Now, how do you write this in the examination? In the examination, you need to write the statements, the necessary statements. And from there, you can directly write the equation, not an issue at all. Okay? You don't need to give all this explanation. There is no need for you to draw this diagram. There is no need to write all of these. There is something for you. You can do it in your working column. Or if you want to go ahead and show it, you can. Okay? You don't need to do all of these. If you want to do it, that's up to you. Okay? So let me do this. Let me actually take this down. Now, let's see how to write this in the examination. What I would do in the examination is this. Fills in x plus 10 hours. What you can do here, you can write the equation directly, which is 4v by x plus 9v by x plus 10 is equal to v by 2. If you look at the solutions from different textbooks, they do exactly the same. They probably will be adding two more statements, but when it comes to the equation part, they directly write the equation. There's no explanations given about the question itself. Here, of course, because v is the same in all the fractions, I can take out them and divide it, let it vanish. So what I remain with is 4 divided by x plus 9 divided by x plus 10 is equal to 1 over 2. Let's take an LCM on our LHS. That's 4 into x plus 10 plus 9x divided by x into x plus 10 as equal to 1 over 2. What next? Well, let's open the bracket. So that's going to give me 4x plus 40 plus 9x divided by x into x plus 10 as equal to 1 over 2. By simplifying it, I get 13x plus 40 divided by x squared plus 10x is equal to 1 over 2. When I cross multiply, this is going to become 2 into 13x plus 40 as equal to x squared plus 10x, which means 26x plus 80 is equal to x squared plus 10x, and that further would give me 0 as equal to x squared plus 10x minus 26x minus 80. Transposing all of them to the left, I have x squared minus 16x minus 80 as equal to 0. What are the factors? Well, it's going to be a minus 20x and a plus 4x. Those are the factors, which means I'll have x squared minus 20x plus 4x minus 80 as equal to 0. X taken common out, x minus 20 plus 4 taken common out, x minus 20 is equal to 0. And that gives me x plus 4 into x minus 20 as equal to 0. And that would mean what? X plus 4 is equal to 0, or x minus 20 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to minus 4 or x is equal to 20. X here is the number of hours, and a number of hours cannot be a negative term. I cannot have minus 2 hours. I can only have a positive 2 hours. And therefore, the x value has to be at 20. We disregard this solution. Therefore, x is equal to 20. And that's good enough. After this, you need to write the closing statement. Yeah? The closing statement would simply mean this. Therefore, the larger diameter fills the pool in 20 hours, and the smaller diameter pipe fills in 10 hours, 30 hours. I'm going to write that here. It's a bit of a difficult question to understand, but once you understand, it becomes easier. So I'm going to recap the question for you and the entire solution. So the question talks about a swimming pool. It has two pipes. One is of a larger diameter and the other one is of a smaller diameter. Now, when they are turned on together for 4 hours and 9 hours respectively, they fill half of the swimming pool. So what did we do with that information? We went ahead, made a diagram. We made a note of all the information given. So this is the amount of water filled by the smaller pipe. This is the amount of water filled by the larger pipe. I know both the volumes put together is just half the volume of the tank. We use proportions for the bigger pipe, and then we got this information, which is the amount of water filled by the bigger pipe in 1 hour is VB by 4, and the amount of water filled by the smaller pipe in 1 hour is VS by 9. Now that's the first set of information. The second set of information we had was the time taken by the bigger pipe to fill the entire swimming pool. And here we have X hours taken to fill the entire swimming pool. And in 1 hour, VB1 is the volume of water filled by the pipe. From that, I know that VB is equal to 4V by X. Similarly, I get VS as equal to 9V by X plus 10. I know that both the volumes put together is half the volume of the swimming pool, and from there I get my equation. What do I do in the examination? Well, in the examination, we directly go ahead and write this. That the pipe with the bigger diameter fill the tank in X hours, smaller tank in the X plus 10 hours. So therefore this and B gets cancelled. We went ahead and solved it, and splitting the middle term is being used here to factorize the equation. From there, I get the value for X is equal to 20. Understand, we don't need to show all of these. We can omit all of these for our examination, is only for our understanding. And from there, we can write this information, which is the closing statement of the question. The pipe with a large diameter fills the swimming pool in 20 hours, and the pipe with smaller diameter fills in 30 hours. So that's the explanation for this particular video. And with that, we come to an end of the video. Okay. I wish you all the best of luck for your examination coming in 2023. Prepare well, and thank you very much for joining. Goodbye. Have a good day.